Welcome to my live stream today, and like never before I'm doing something different today, meaning I am teaching, giving some tips about basic male anatomy, and I've prepared a few sketches for this live stream which I'll be using to explain some stuff, and which I made before this live stream to save time and to make everything just go smoother. So we have this male figure here, and first of all I would like to say one great advice for anybody who likes to improve on drawing. When you're drawing a full human figure, always make like a skeleton for whatever you're drawing. Like I'm gonna demonstrate here. Like if you're gonna draw a full human being, don't do it so that first you start with the head and you immediately start adding the details of the face and the forehead and the nose and the mouth and the ear there. If you're going into the details immediately, it's just going to that there is a great chance that at the end when you're going to be very satisfied possibly with the head, but then when you try to move to the body, you just have such a hard time figuring out how the rest of the body should go. So my advice is that whatever it is, if it's a head, if it's the full body, always make like if it's a full body picture. Let me show here just a quick example. You make like a rough skeleton of what is going to happen, like this. You see, it doesn't have to be anything too complicated, but already here, like you can about see what's going to happen, and once you have a skeleton like this, it's then gonna be easier for you to start adding the details that you want to be there, and at the end you're gonna be happy about the whole picture, and not just one part of it and then struggle with the rest, because that's just it's like I said, it's possible, and it's very very much possible that something like that is gonna happen. Like I'm sure many of us have seen these like memes online where there is this picture of two. And the other eye is perfectly well made, and then the other eye is just so crappy, but that is because you're drawing, you start the drawing without a plan. But once you have a plan, meaning you sketch both of the eyes, in this example I'll take the eyes, and only once you have sketched both of them, you proceed with both of them, like checking the other and then checking the other, so that you can see that the whole picture is moving the way you want, and is progressing the way you want. And don't put too much focus on small details that should only come afterwards, like at the end. They're like the final touches of the drawing. So first, learn to make quick skeleton, like I'll call these skeleton sketches, and only then you can, here you get, once you have the form of a feet, for example here, once you're happy with the form, then you can go into the toes and add them there. And same thing with the hands. Then you can go at the fingers once you are happy with the form of the hand, once the skeleton is about right. And that said, let's move to the actual sketch here. The sketch that I made before the live stream. So I'm just gonna be making these outlines stronger and say anything that I feel like is important to say, that anything that I believe that could help you guys, and anything that I remember and I know that has helped me to figure out the anatomy, because of course I've had to learn it as well. So with the head, I want to say, now here's like the outlines of the head that I have now made stronger. I've often seen these like tips on how to draw a head, that it should be, you could make it like, you can make it like an egg, like this, and it's not bad. It's honestly it's pretty good tip, because this is, with this it's quite easy to get to the shape of a human head, at least when it's viewed from in front, like it's the front view of the head. But now that we are dealing with a man, with male, I would advise to remember that there is a jaw here, so not make it too narrow, not too much of an egg shape, but have like this square, more like a square shape here, to give a better form of a jaw. So I'm sure you can see here, see the difference. And yeah, then there is the eye and nose and mouth. Yeah, and it's most of us, if you have drawn even just a little bit in your life, you have heard this thing that eyes are pretty much in the middle of the face. Like you can have this middle line here. Let's put 2 middle lines, and the eyes are about there. Now this model of ours, I'm just gonna call him Mr. Bald, because he's bald. And then the nose, I'm not going to focus too much on the details of the face, because after all, this is like a full body instructions that I'm gonna be giving. If you guys want, I can some other time have a live stream about human face in general, and focus more on the nose and the lips and the cheeks and the ears and stuff like that. But today, no. Just one thing that actually for me really helps to bring the shape of the face are these 2 lines here. These really help me. Coming from the ears to the jaw, you can see how it's giving the face like more like a 3D 3D feeling. But anyway, now that we are done with the head, let's move downwards. This here, I find it very helpful to draw the line along the collarbones, which will be around here. So this line here, it really helps to bring the balance to the shoulders and upper body in general. And then of course this live stream, this is basic anatomy, and I'm not going into the different body shapes, because of course everybody is different and looks different, but I am giving tips about the basic anatomy, the basic, I would say, the basic principles of anatomy, that which if you learn them, it's very easy to start to like use them in different body types. If it's a very skinny person, or if it's a very fat person, if it's a short or tall person, it's the same principles go everywhere. So once you know them, it's easy to start modifying them and draw different looking human figures as well. So here, in my opinion, the important shapes are shoulders, this kind of like raindrop shape, which go together with the chest. And the nipples, don't forget them. They're actually quite low here. I remember the time when I used to draw like the nipples pretty much here in the middle of the chest, and that's just not the case really. So let them be there. Then the arms, when the arms are relaxed, they're not going straight down. They have this slight curve that they make, and then the hands come here a little bit in front of your body. You can try it. You can stand straight and keep your arms relaxed, and you will see how they hang almost like in front of you a little bit. It's like they're not exactly at the side of you. They get here. And one, I would say, a very common beginner's mistake is to draw arms that are too short, because the fact is that the arms reach about the halfway of this. I don't know what this part is called in English actually, but you know, between the knees and the pelvis, hips, is the halfway there. So the arms are pretty long. And the other I would say common beginner's mistake is to draw too small hands. I used to do that a lot. but because the hand is actually, especially with like male hands tend to be bigger than female hands, so the hand is about that the length of the hand, if it's like a straightened like this, it's almost the same as the length of the face. So sometimes you can check if you have a correct sized hand. If you're drawing an adult man, the hand, this the hand, the palm and the fingers should be about almost the same as the face, the length of the face, like this length here. And of course, let me mention here that the head, I mean the length of the body or height of the body should be about, I would say about between 6 and 8 phases. So you can, if I take the face here, let me see. So this face, if I take it here, then I can count. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7.5. But of course the heads are different sized, so it's not, there is not a rule that this is how much it should be, but it's about I would say 6 to 8. Then I will just draw a couple of lines to show the, I would say the muscles that give the main shape to the arms. Then here's the other hand. I'm going to have a live stream sometime in the future about just the hands, so I'm not getting into too much details about hands now. That's gonna be only later. Then one thing that I find useful is that the elbow, which is around here, is pretty much on the same level with the rib cage, where the rib cage ends. I'm gonna draw the rib cage here. This is about where the rib cage is. So you can see they're about the line. You can draw a line there to help yourself see it and figure it. I mean, if it helps you to, if it helps you with the anatomy, that's great. If it doesn't, you don't have to use it. It's fine. Then something that another thing that I used to do is that here is the belly button here, and I would say for several years I used to draw it somewhere like very low, somewhere here almost. But it's actually like, if you take the pelvis, or like where or the like where the penis, when the genitals are, and then the nipples, it's about there in the middle. So you take the genitals and you take the nipples and look into the middle, and that's where the navel is, the belly button. So don't do like I did and throw it somewhere here. Nope. And then the male hips are quite different, way more narrow than that of females. So this line here, I think it's important because it's, in my opinion, really, really helpful. It also signifies the edge of the pelvis, the bone. That's about where it goes. I will just draw these two circles to show the edge. But this line here pretty much follows the edge anyway. And here I will draw two other balls to signify where the bone, this big bone that goes here in the legs, this is where it starts. So it's like a, you can have a box here to signify it. And then there is a penis. Don't forget that when you're drawing males. I must say I sometimes I can't help but notice when people are drawing males, and then when they are drawing this part, even like, you know, when the man is wearing clothes, but the person that has drawn the man has not considered that the man has a penis, and it's like this area is like a woman's, it's very like flat. But please, I'm telling you, please consider that men have penises. So when you're drawing them with clothes on, take that into your consideration. There is something there. Now with the legs, I want to say, first thing I want to say about the legs is that the length of the legs is almost the same, or the height or length, don't know which one I should even use here. It's almost the same as the height of the rest of the body. Like you can see, this is about where this is the length, height of the legs, and it goes all the way to the eyes in this case. But anyway, in any case, it's almost the same. So that's also something that I have used when I was, because I used to draw legs that were like too small and too short. So it was very helpful for me to just measure, sometimes take a look at my drawing and then just take the measurement here, put it here, and see how far it went. And if it ended somewhere there, I knew that the legs were too short. Unless it was a person that had very short legs, because of course those people exist. But if that's not what you want, then just you should just double check it. Now with the legs, I find very useful this shape here. You know, these curves that keep curving everywhere. Like you can even start it from there, from the edge of the pelvis, and then make a curve coming all the way down here. It really brings like the sense of 3D here again. And the knee would be here, another one there. I'm just gonna draw the knees. I'm gonna draw this same shape. And here, at this point, what I have found very useful is to notice that here the curve of the leg is steeper than what it is here. It's like this one goes, well, not straight, but more straight, almost straight compared to this, when this side has a clearer shape. And then we come to the feet. I'm gonna draw here another side of the muscle as well, and here. I hope these markings of mine can help you to see the different shapes. Oh, and now I notice I kind of skipped the abs, but I'm gonna go there only when I'm done with the feet. So with the feet, I find it very what helps me still with feet is to have this kind of like a double triangle shape, meaning one triangle here, and then the next one is kind of hard to see now that the toes are sketched there. But I'm gonna make another sketch to this paper soon, so you will see it more clearly. But now I'm going to have the shape here anyway. Draw the toes. So what I was talking about there, this double triangle thing, is the ankle and then the rest of the feet. This triangle and this triangle. And then it's very easy, at least for me, hope it helps somebody out there as well. Then I can just draw the toes here. And the feet is there. I'm not gonna make another example. Like first here's the leg and the ankle, one triangle, and then another triangle. And now this is the base of the feet. And using it, it's very easy for me to then figure the rest of the leg. I mean the feet. Foot, in this case. Only one foot. Like that. Hope you could understand it better here now. And now, let's see about the abs. So, well, you know, there are not many people out there that actually have a very visible abs. So, in my opinion, it's not very important to you. But I'm just quickly gonna show about somehow like the outlines of the abs, meaning where they are supposed to be, at least about somewhere there. So these abs here, or this part of the abs, is a lot bigger and longer than the ones above. I find it easier to think that, like, this is one box, and then it's about when we take this box, it's halfway there, it's the belly button, and 2 lines here, the cross, and then above them 2 little boxes more. That's how I like to think of it, meaning something like that. Then about in the middle there is the belly button, then bang 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 bang, and there you have abs. That's how it works for me, at least. Then I don't think these other muscles here are that necessary. They are just if you want to be a pro and know all the details, then sure, you can also draw these muscles here. So I'm at least gonna make them a little stronger there, so that you can see them. But basically they are here, or the muscles are just going somewhere there to the side. And I believe that this front view drawing is about done here. Now with these other sketches, I think I'm gonna proceed a little faster, because anyway, the main points I've already explained here. If there's something different here that I want to say, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. But let's take this. Let's not take that much time here. I think here I would like to point out the location of the eyes as well, and then the location of the ear. I think it's easy to the location of the ear is about take a straight line from the eye, and that's about where the ear starts, and then where the skull, the back of the skull here, comes down to the other end of the ear. Or the bottom of the ear, however you want to call it. And yeah, this is where the eye is. Mr. Bald, just staring into emptiness. And nose, lips, jaw. And here we go. Now here I want to point out the rib cage, which is here. I want to show how the rib cage gives the form to the upper body. And then just here also I want to point out the line, which pretty much can be drawn from the heels to the head, the straight line when the person is standing straight. So I'm gonna make a ball here, and then on the butt also you can take the knee there. These stops, these are the bus stops. This is the road of the bus, and the ear. So when the person is standing about straight, you should have this line here. And then something about the arm here. Again, when the arm is relaxed, it doesn't go straight downwards. It goes pretty much straight from the shoulder to the elbow, but after that it goes forward, so that, you know, the hand ends up almost in front of your body, but not at the side, not when it's relaxed anyway. Here I'm gonna make little balls for the knuckles, and note that the knuckles are there before the fingers come into the picture. I'm gonna make another. What I mean is, like, when you have fingers, the knuckles are here, not here. That's no. So now the back, also the shape of the back when looking from the side, I want to point out how the shape is. It's like back is, it has this curve. First there is the upper back curve, and then a butt. Of course, if person doesn't have a butt, then it can be straight here. Depends. But in this case, the person has a butt. So it's almost like an S. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. So depending on how big of a butt the person has, you can have a bigger curve here or a smaller curve here. But well, that's up to you and what kind of a person you want to draw. And here I'm gonna make a line for the pelvis again, how it goes there. And here again at the back of the legs, it's curving, one curve and another curve. Not just straight blocks, but the curves. Always remember the curves. When you know where the curves go and how they go and where there is a curve and when there is not, it's very easy to start kind of like playing with the forms and playing with the curves and make these how can I say, like draw characters, like human characters that are, you know, skinny and fat and very curvy and very not curvy. But it's all about knowing how the curves go and how you can, you know, bend them, and how basically just the human anatomy works. So when you know these basics that I'm now showing here, it will be very easy to then start to move from the basics and start to kind of like apply the basics, the knowledge, and have more fun, I would say. because sure, it's more fun to draw just whatever you want, and not this is just so kind of like this drawing these feels like I need to order and follow all the rules. I don't usually do that. But anyway, you will have to know the rules in order to break them, so that you can break the rules correctly, I would say. And here I want to make quickly the double triangle thing again. So here is one triangle and here is another. And here is a bone, so I'm gonna make that bone be shown. And now, well, here is a bone as well, so this part of the leg is very straight compared to the back of the leg, which is very much not straight. So now let's still make this finish the chest, and voila. I think I want to kind of separate the wrist. I mean, draw the part where the hand and the arm are separated. Okay, I wonder if I now said all the necessary things. Well, if you have anything to ask, if I missed something, go ahead and write a comment. I will get back to you after the live stream. So any questions are welcome. Then quickly, let's take the back view. Here as well, we have the shape of the skull, the jaw, the ears, the neck and shoulders. Here as well, just like it was here with the collarbones, even though the collarbones are not here, but it really helps, at least it helps me to draw this line here to balance the shoulders. And here as well, the arms, when they're relaxed, they're not straight. They're curving a little. Here I want to clarify the location of the shoulder blades. And the spine goes here. Also, yeah. Now here, these muscles are the same as can be seen here. They are starting like underneath, like from the chest, but they go all the way to the back. So these muscles are these muscles. Then the elbows, again, they are elbows. and the butt. At least in this case, when the Mr. Bald is quite muscular. So the butt, his butt is like a square, pretty much. It's like a, I would say one of like a, it's very different from the female butt, because females have this, it's like wider going to the bottom. It's spreading like wider, but with males doesn't happen. So the butt is square. Because there is a difference between the male and the female pelvis, and because of the difference in the shape of the pelvis, there is the difference in the shape of the butt. And here again, these are the edge of the, this is the edge of the pelvis here. This line. Make the square butt show better. And then the legs. Again here, the outer curve is not as steep as it is here, because now I'm gonna make this muscle here clear. It's because of this muscle here, that this muscle is the one causing the curve on the inside. There is a knee there, even though it can't really be seen from the behind, but just let you know that the knee is there. Here another shape for the legs. And then finally the back of the feet, the ankle here. I think I wanna also make a live stream about just the feet, because just like hands, I think feet are very fascinating, and I would love to just to pretty much just like figure them out myself as well. Because I feel like I really want to draw more feet and really deep dive into the anatomy of feet. Would be fun. So I think I forgot to say earlier, that was something that I want to say now, is that here I want to show the bone on the inside is higher than the bone on the outside. Like you can see it's clearly a little, just not much, but it's clear anyway. This bump here compared to this bump. Again here, one bump and another one. And then the ankle is here. From this angle, it's like a square almost, the angle. From behind is kind of funny from behind. And we can see a little bit of toes there. But even here, let me demonstrate a little in a while. I'm going to make these lines stronger here first. Even there, looking from behind, I wanna show this double triangle thing that helps me. Like here's one triangle, and then you really have to like think about it as a 3D image. Like I would say one of the most important things about if you want to learn anatomy, you will have to develop your 3D thinking. That's how you will eventually, you don't have to use any reference photos once you learn the anatomy, and you will have the 3D model of a human being in your mind. So you can just turn it the way you want and then draw it the way you want. But first you gotta get those references and just study. But anyway, so here is the first triangle, and here is another one. And now that I want to draw the feet here, the foot, I keep talking about feet when I'm only drawing one foot. And then of course the bones, the inner one being higher than the outer one. And then there is the ankle, and finally the feet and the toes. Now, hope that helps. Really helps me. Hope it helps you too. And I'm just gonna quickly finish these hands here, because it seems that I skipped them too. Not that they're not really important here, because you can't really even see them. So I'm just gonna be quick. I'll that they can rest there, I guess. Now let's see if I have anything else I want to say, because I think the quick basics, the ones that I feel like really have helped me, I have said them all. At least I hope I have said them all. Yeah, so here are now all the 3 sketches, and nothing comes to my mind, so I believe I have said everything that I wanted to say. Which means that this live stream is about to come to an end. And next week I will not be able to stream, but I should be back in streaming business in 2 weeks. And in 2 weeks, I'm gonna quickly go through pretty much the same thing that I did today, but with a female anatomy, and pretty much point out what's different there compared to whatever I just explained here. So in 2 weeks, female anatomy. Feel free to join in then as well. And like I said, if you have any questions after this live stream, just message me, send me a comment. I'll be happy to get back to you. That said, hopefully I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye bye.